to Audio Addiction. We have Elders with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
What's up? I'm Hyro and I play guitar.
Awesome. So my first question is, I ask this to every band, how did you start out Elders? How did you get your members?
So Elders started off with me just honestly wanting to do music after my last band broke up. It was a dumb little metalcore band. It was like my first real thing, and from there was just like, nah, I want to do something that's like more along the lines of what I actually enjoy playing. And from there, it was like honestly a year and a half process of finding members. So our drummer was the first person I got, Gabriel. He actually plays for a bunch of brands, his most noticeable ones being like Woolbright.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
he drums for Woolbright, that's the biggest one. So at the time, he had like 3 other bands, and he was just like, yeah, man, I can help you out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it full time because I have so much other stuff going on. Long story short, 3 of the bands imploded, and I ended up being able to keep him. So that's how I got probably the best drummer I've ever met in my life. Um, my bassist I've actually known for a solid 8 years at this point,
Sick.
but we lost touch for like 2 or 3 years and just so happened to run into each other at a show. And I was just like, if you still play bass, who do you want to just try out? And he was still arguably one of the best bassists I'd ever met, despite him having also taken, like, in those 2 years since we'd last spoken, he hadn't really played bass much. Um, and then, so I practiced with originally just us three, and my bassist Sam, him and Gabe clicked immediately. They'd never met before, but it was just like an instantaneous just moment. And I kind of just, it was one of those moments you just sit back and appreciate what's just happening right now. Um, so it was really cool to see these 2 people who had never met and who I'd like become close with just instantly become friends and like just lock in. And then we were trying to decide between having another guitarist or having a singer. So our other guitarist, Mikey, actually originally wanted to sing for the band. But then we ended up trying him out on second guitar instead, and that just clicked a lot better, and everyone was super insistent on just staying instrumental. And so here we are.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah,
And I also like how you were facilitated by just like other bands in your scene and stuff like that, and just kind of
yeah,
those lost connection moments. Because I know for me, like I've met so many people from doing this, and like there's just some people that just like click with me. So I definitely can like feel that for sure with other people, and I hope that very much so with anybody that I do interviews with, that we get that sort of like cool bonding experience, even though it's like very much through a computer screen, but
yeah.
still nonetheless, like I always enjoy that, and I also enjoy like hearing about band stories and how they come together. I think that's always interesting. Maybe I'm just old and I enjoy that sort of stuff,
No,
but
I definitely have fun like going through interviews and hearing this kind of stuff too.
awesome, awesome. So my next question is, speaking about some, awesome sort of moments, what are some favorite venues you guys like to play at or go catch a show at?
So we've gone around Florida a little bit a few times at this point, and our favorite venues are definitely Tiernanog and Daytona Beach, Hardback and Lucy's, which are 2 different venues in Gainesville, um, Falcon Pub in Orlando, and then so our favorite venue used to be the Town Farm, but that unfortunately closed down a few years ago. But if we had to
Okay.
pick one in our hometown, it would probably be O'Malley's at this point.
Yeah, I've
But
heard
we
I've heard,
actually,
I've heard
yep.
good things about O'Malley's too, just from other Florida bands. They're always like, that's a great venue. So I always
Yeah,
ask that question because just in case I go on vacation or something, and I want to go see a show.
O'Malley's is where you'll find the like more mid-level bands. The
Okay,
bigger
okay.
bands will be at like Revolution or Culture Room.
Or like
But
House of Independence, I see that a lot too. Or not House of
uh,
Independence, House of
House
Blues.
of
Sorry.
Blues, yeah, that's in Orlando.
Oh, that's sick. Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like you're like kind of frozen, so I'm gonna wait like 2 seconds and
Oh, yeah.
hopefully we can kind of like get back. Hope.
Uh,
There we go. Maybe. There we go. Awesome.
yeah, cool. Just have to
Awesome.
turn my camera off and on again.
Awesome. So my next question is, speaking about, venues and stuff, what was the last show that you attended that was not you playing?
So the last show I actually attended was Chon. I actually live in New York,
Okay,
so I
awesome.
saw Chon at the PlayStation Theater with Trico, This Town Needs Guns, and Polyphia.
How was that?
and that was amazing.
I missed out on it just barely because their Dance Gavin Dance played the day before, and then it was Chan the
I
day
saw
after.
Dance Gavin Dance the next day.
Oh, sick.
Actually, no, sorry, that would be the last concert because yeah, I saw Dance Gavin Dance the day after.
Okay, okay. So
Um,
they swapped shows
yeah,
for us.
yeah.
But
So
anyway, continue.
yeah, sorry about that. So then I may as well go with the Dance Gavin Dance one. So I'm used to going to shows in Florida, and they're pretty nuts usually. Like they sell out Culture Room, which is the venue that Dance Gavin Dance always hits. But this was something else. Like shows up here go way harder than they do down there. Like I've never like lost a shoe or anything in a pit, but I was in Dance Gavin Dance's pit for literally 2 minutes during their
And your
first
shoe was
song, and
gone.
immediately just my shoe was gone. Immediately stepped in beer, just the grossest feeling in the world. I found my shoe after pushing through people and just got out and just enjoyed the rest of the show from the bar like everyone else.
Well,
And
that's how I am. I'm that like atypical guy that stands in the back with like his arms crossed, like or not arms crossed. Usually it's just like I'll have my camera and I'll be videotaping, but I'm that guy. So
yeah,
I
well,
respect that.
I was especially exhausted because I had Chan the night before, and it was the exact same thing. Like again, I saw Chan at the Social in Orlando last year, where that was the Covet tour.
No,
Um,
sick.
yeah, and so that was super chill. It was another sold out show, but it was like a really chill thing. The floor was shaking during Perfect Pillow because when everyone was jumping during the da 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 da
Yeah,
da, yeah, that exactly. Um, and so that was the first time I'd ever experienced something like that because it was just like this is an instrumental band selling out a show and having the entire room jumping. That's awesome. But no, the New York show was just chaos the whole time. It reminded me, it's straight up. I was at Dillinger's last three shows, and it reminded me of that.
oh man,
Like it
that's
was at that level. Yeah.
I'm upset because there's some people that have seen Dillinger, and unfortunately I won't be able to. But obviously because
Oh,
they're disbanded. But
yeah.
I heard good things about that. But as I would totally agree with the Chan stuff. Like I saw them on that last show, the last tour with Covet and
Hmm.
Little Ty B and Taramellos, and that one was
Yeah.
like I feel like it was still hype, but it was not. I heard some things about the Chan show with Polyphia, and I was just like, damn, I missed out. So I'll have to go.
Yeah,
I have to go see them next time. But
definitely.
they're wild too. But my next question, getting back to the music sort of aspect of it, what are some of your musical influences?
So Sean would be one of them.
Yes.
Trico is another huge influence, actually. And so I watched her from afar. Strawberry Girls. Um, we were all super into those kinds of bands, but that's just my influences. Gabe, our drummer, actually draws a lot of influence from people like Erica Badu. He's actually super into Oceana.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's an old name that probably hasn't been thrown around in a bit, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. Um, we're also all super into Hiatus Coyote.
Oh, sick. Awesome.
Our other guitarist, Mikey, he's super into bands like Gatsby's American Dream. Radiohead is another one that Mikey and I share as a huge influence, which goes into a lot of our pedal work. It's more for ambient stuff rather than like the Terra Mellos route of going like super over the top wacky with.
Yeah.
Um, so that's where sometimes people will be like, "Oh yeah, I hear like a post rock influence." And it's just like, "No, that's a Radiohead influence."
It's Radiohead is the original post rock band. That's that. I think that's
More or
what people are
less.
just trying to tell you that at this point.
Yeah, basically.
But that's cool. And then I also thought it was interesting because we've been emailing back and forth. Like I always find it interesting because you said that you're from New York and the rest of the band I would assume is from Florida as
Yeah.
well. How is that dynamic? Because that I feel like that's very interesting and it's very like apparent to the like times now where the internet has facilitated this band. So how does that like form in the way that you guys like write stuff and like how does like I guess practice happen per se?
So I moved up to New York only last August for grad school.
Okay, cool.
So lately, the way things have worked is actually, I'm going to be honest, things work pretty much the same way they always have. I'll come up with a structure for a song, or somebody else will come up with a structure for a song. We will drop it in our Dropbox. Everyone will listen to it, kind of start getting ideas together, have suggestions. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll meet up at some point and kind of just hammer it out and work on it. Um, lucky me, my mom works for JetBlue, so I get to fly up and down all the time.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Um, so typically, we'll just drop stuff in the Dropbox. Everyone will take a listen, make structural notes, be like, I think this part should be longer, this part should be shorter, this should be like this. If there's other things that are more difficult to like just write out when we meet up, like we were working on a song that instead of playing it straight, our drummer was just like, oh no, chop it up a little more. So it's like you can't exactly just write that out. You have to like show
Yeah.
somebody. Um, but yeah, that's basically how we've gone about it since I've moved up here. Is just we'll write things on our own, and then whenever we have the chance to meet up, because actually our bassist moved to Orlando too shortly before I moved to New York.
Okay.
So my family actually lives in Orlando too, so I would go visit them and then jam with him, and then fly either drive back to Florida or South Florida when I still lived there, or I'd fly up to New York. And that's basically how it's gone. And then right now we just got off a 10-day tour, and after shows, if we had time, we'd just sit around and be like, all right, let's hash this out a little bit since we're just sitting here. Nobody's really going to sleep yet.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's always cool, and I think that that's interesting in and of itself. That I felt like maybe you needed a little bit more elaboration, but I figure a lot of bands now are just kind of like you'll send something to somebody and they'll check it out, and then vice versa. So
Yeah.
I always think
So
it's
we
cool.
don't. Yeah, we don't do the typical like interface thing where we'll plug in and somebody will record their whole thing and then somebody else will record the whole thing. We prefer to like be in person together and actually work on it. If we send somebody something, it's just for them to have an idea of what to expect when we're all in the same room together.
Awesome, awesome. Well, my next question is, and I'm excited to see how you're gonna answer it. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
So if if we were all here, you would get drastically different answers. Um, Mikey and I would love to cover a Radiohead song, but we would be bickering over which one specifically because my favorite album is OK Computer, and his, if I'm not mistaken, is Hail to the Thief.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
Um, so I would want to cover something like Subterranean Homesick Alien. He would want to cover, I don't know, Identikid or 2 plus 2 equals 5 or something of the sort. But I think if we all had to agree on a song, it would probably be well, not including our sound check, which we sound check with Careless Whisper every single time we play a show. So if you count that as a cover, we've already done something.
Okay. Okay.
But we'd probably go for one of the less piano-driven Reign of Kindo songs, I think.
Oh, sick. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That,
because even though we're an instrumental band, Mikey, Sam, and I can all actually sing. Like Sam and I met in choir,
there you go.
um, so we could all very easily handle like the harmonies and stuff like that. But I think that might be what we'd go with. Maybe do a Reign of Kindo song our own way, like Thrill of the Fall.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm feeling that. I haven't heard
yeah.
that name tossed around enough, so that is
I actually
definitely
got to see
cool.
Reign of Kindo on their last tour up here with Little Tybee.
Oh, sick. Oh man, I think I missed out on that one too, but oh man, I should have went to go see that one. Now you're just like now I'm just in that moment of like, man, I should have went to these shows. But anyway, my next question is what are some of your favorite foods to eat?
So living in New York, my favorite foods up here are just like there's so many good Mexican places. So burritos are amazing, so much good pizza. But up here, by far, Jin Ramen is a place that I take everyone to whenever they come visit. Their ramen is absolutely next level. Like they have like a little documentary on themselves, like
Oh,
playing off on
sick.
TV in the corner while you're eating, and it's like they spend like 4 years just working on the noodles alone. Like whoever goes to work there has to have spent at least that much time on just the noodles, not even on like the taste of the broth or anything. It's like you need 10 years of experience before getting to work at this place,
That's
and it
wild.
definitely shows in the food. It's absolutely insane.
Awesome.
But a home cooked meal, I'm actually Ecuadorian, and there's this dish called sango, which is like a shrimp based dish,
Okay.
and it is absolutely hands down my favorite food to eat. I will eat it any chance given to me. I'll eat it until I'm sick. It's so good.
Awesome, awesome. My next question is if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether having a guest vocalist on your next record or a producer, who would you guys want to go with?
Producer, I would honestly love to see. It's kind of a generic answer for a band of our style, but I'd love to work with Chris Crummett.
Yeah.
Vocalist wise, actually, we were supposed to, for the song we just released, have Nate Promcool from Happy Hour on it.
Sick. Yeah.
But then we
Awesome.
kind of all ran out of time. But we're good friends and always in touch, so he's probably going to end up on something or other on our next release. Instrumentally, though, I'd love to work with either Adam from Sauce or Marcos from Standards.
Ooh, okay, okay. I can probably give you the Atom hookup.
Yeah,
Probably. I
I
don't
did
know.
see that.
But
Congrats on that.
thank you, thank you. I've been friends with them for forever. We both live in New Jersey, so. But yeah, and I know Marcos too. So
Mhm.
fingers crossed if you guys happen to watch this, just saying, I'll tag you in it, let's get it. But they're both great bands too, and I love Happy Hour too. I think they're a ridiculously great band from Florida, so
Yeah,
shout outs to them. But I
actually
had a
met Adam
feeling.
for the first time at that Chon show.
Oh, sick, sick. I had a feeling you were gonna say Chris Crummett too, just because I feel like that's the vibe. But
Yep,
he's phenomenal. I love everything that he's done recently.
same.
But my next question is, if there was another musical instrument that you could just shred at, what would it be?
Piano, easily. Like that's a no-brainer for me. I've always wished that I was better at piano. I can like mess around and like play a few chords and stuff. I can work my way around the scales, but it's not something that I can shred at or anything. It's either that or drums.
Okay.
Super basic answers, but like I've played uh, I've played violin for like 9 years, and it was fun, but not my thing. So like classical instruments like that are cool, but I stepped away from them for a while. While piano would be something that's just like universal. You can do it in everything, and I'd love to like throw that in places.
That would be cool, just because I love the dynamic of like guitars and piano together. I think that that's really ridiculous. So
Same.
maybe next record, who knows?
Again, there's that Reign of Kindo
Vibe.
influence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. My next question is, I'm a huge nerd, so I always ask this question to everybody that comes on here. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Uh, I'm trying to think because I've only played like super depressing games that don't end well lately. Because I've played like Nier Automata and
Oh
I mean,
boy, yep,
Persona 5 doesn't end
yep.
terribly. Like, um, God, I don't know. I guess if I had to pick someone, I'd go with Spider-Man, even though that's a comic book character. But I'm just super hyped for that game coming out in September.
I'll give you the pass on that because they actually made games about Spider-Man. So
Yeah, and they made good games about
they
Spider-Man. That's the
did,
key
and
distinction.
they've also made some pretty bad ones. So
They have, but Spider-Man's 1 and 2 for the PS1, Spider-Man 2 for the PS3. They get a pass.
yeah, I'll give you the pass. I'll give you the pass. All right. Next question. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
uh, Dillinger Escape Plan was one of my top live bands to see.
Sick.
Foxy's
Awesome.
Shazam was one of my favorite live bands to
Nice.
see. Um, Cage the Elephant actually puts on an amazing live show too,
Okay.
but the band that most recently blew me away at how hype and how amazing their live show was, a band called Just Friends.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so they actually just put out a record, and their trombone player is actually who records all of our music too. So he's a good
Ooh.
friend of ours. They're actually going to be opening up for Mom Jeans on their next tour, and they are it's some next level hype. Like it's insane. I've never seen a crowd react like that. Everyone be super into it. So I studied neuroscience in grad school, and there was somebody else there who was just there because they were also friends with the trombone player Chris, and he's also in neuroscience. And it was just like, okay, this is cool. And he's just like, yeah, I'm not usually into this kind of stuff, but Chris is a good dude, so I'm here to support. He was super into it in the pit by like 2 songs in, just again, not usually his kind of show, but he was just super into it, and it was just that kind of like hype level that I haven't seen from a show in a really long time.
Okay, I'll have to check them out because I like Mom Jeans, so I'll have to go. I'll have to go out and see them probably.
Yeah,
Very soon.
I highly recommend it.
Okay. Okay.
Mom
Awesome.
Jeans, one of the members from Mom Jeans, I think Brett is his name. He
Okay.
was actually playing trumpet for Just Friends on this last tour.
Oh, sick. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go see them now. But my next question is, this one's always either easy or tough for people to answer. So I'm curious which one you're gonna fall in. If you could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
So I could do a few of them.
Okay.
So big dream tour would be like Radiohead, Reign of Kindo, Hiatus Coyote.
Ooh,
Those
that's a
three
hard tour.
together, that would be an incredible tour. That would be a dream tour of that like style. Radiohead headline, Hiatus Coyote, then Reign of Kindo as the opener.
I feel that.
Um, yeah, that would be amazing. Another dream tour that I would love to see: Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean, and Thundercat.
Ooh, that one's good too. Holy shit, man.
Um, and then if I'm going for like instrumental stuff, probably again going with the Sean, Strawberry Girls, and So I Watch You from Afar.
Oh, sick. Okay, okay. Yeah, definitely. And Elders. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah, if I could even just open one of those shows, I'd be ecstatic.
Well, you gotta drink big, man. You gotta go out there and go do it. So
Yeah, I mean, we did get to open for Strawberry Girls when they toured with the Contortionist.
there you go.
Um,
Well,
yeah, we got to open that show in South Florida, and that was incredible.
awesome, awesome. Well, my next question is another fun one. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Favorite TV show right now is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Hell yeah.
Um, favorite movie? That one's a little tougher. I've seen a lot of movies lately. Hereditary was amazing, even though I don't usually like horror movies. Same with A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I heard A
Uh,
Quiet Place was good.
A Quiet Place was incredible. Um, but I think, God, this is the one that's stumping me.
Not all the other ones, just this one.
Not all the other ones, just this one. I've got to say Black Panther is up there for one of my favorite
Okay,
movies.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that answer a lot. I'm still feeling the pains of Infinity War, so
Yeah, yeah. I still
that
haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp. I really need to go see that. I'm probably going to do that this weekend.
it was good. It was good. I would probably
I've
put
heard
it.
it's a lot of fun.
I would probably put it. I don't know if it's better than the first Ant-Man, but I think it's close. I'd say they're probably pretty
Okay.
close. I like the first
I've
one a
heard
little
it's
bit
a
more.
really, really fun movie, and
It
honestly,
is.
that's something that's important to me
It
at this
was
point
light. It
because
was
Infinity War
lighthearted.
was, yeah, Infinity War is super heavy, super, super heavy.
It is lighthearted until you get to the end credits. Then you're like,
I have heard. I've had that spoiled for me already, and
oh no, oh
yeah, I
man.
know, I know.
I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody that's watching
Yeah,
this
I know.
because I'll save it for the people who are gonna watch it. But I will
Yeah,
say the movie
minor
itself.
spoiler for the fact that it hurts.
But I will say that overall that movie was pretty like lighthearted. The jokes were great, I thought, and I'm not here to promote Ant Man and the Wasp, but if I was, I would say it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But my next question is, if you could bring one album with you to a desert island for the next 30 days, what would it be?
Okay, for the next 30 days isn't too bad. I'd probably bring Palm's Shadow Expert.
Sick. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If you had said like forever, then I'd probably have had to go with like Frank Ocean's Channel Orange or Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly.
Ooh, those are both excellent
Yeah.
choices. I like that. I didn't really think about it like that because I feel like people don't have it on lock. Like they're like, I know what I want for the rest of my life, kind of a thing. I
Yeah.
feel like a month is just enough
Yeah.
to get
A month
tired
is
of it.
just enough time to get tired of it and be able to come home and be like, all right, it's time for something new.
And lastly, tell them about your band Elders, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all of the major streaming services, YouTube. We just put out a new single 2 weeks ago called Non Sequitur with a music video. And in the next couple of months, we're actually going to be a little quiet in August and September for writing. But come October, we're going to have a show in Gainesville at the end of the month, which is not technically part of Fest, but will still be at Fest. November, we're playing with a band from Atlanta called Seder. And then December, we have some stuff in the works for a little run with some friends.
Sick, sick, awesome. Well, go check out Elders. I'm more curious, how would you find it? I always ask because like people will send me emails about stuff, much like your band. So I'm always curious how you find out about the channel. Because for me, I don't do any like extra promotional stuff. People like will send me stuff all the time. So I'm always curious how the connection is formed.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure it was through one of the like 50 million Facebook groups that I'm a part of. I think you may have interviewed somebody, and it's just like, okay, cool. This was cool. I'm gonna save this and see if maybe I can somehow get onto this too and see what's up. But yeah, I'm part of way too many Facebook groups at this point. But it's super helpful because then I get to meet great people like you.
Well, thank you. You are also a great person as well. I checked out the music video and I thought it was sick. So definitely go check out Elders. Awesome stuff in the works or coming up very soon. And if you do live in Florida, go out and see them. Unfortunately, I don't live in Florida, but if I did, I would probably go out to it because
We'll be
all
hitting up
the
Jersey sooner rather than later.
there you go. Well, that's what I like to hear. Maybe Sauce Elders show. Who
That
knows?
is the dream.
It could happen, very much happen. But if you like their band, check the links in the description. Please go follow them on Spotify. I know that's the next big thing, so go do that. As well as go like them on Facebook. You know, all of those other social media links. Go give them some love. And if you enjoyed this interview, subscribe, share it, and thumbs it up. It goes a long way. And thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.